Hey everyone! So I decided to also make a devlog about making my first game and releasing it on Steam. So let's see what changed since last time. So this is the game I've been working on in my free time for the past couple of weeks. It's an endless runner, so let's look here. Basically with this little knight character, and it's running around, and you can increase the speed and you can decrease the speed. So it's like the point is to avoid the obstacles, but I'm actually flipping that idea around because I want to make the player actually jump over the obstacles. So usually in these endless runners you're trying to avoid things, but here I want to make the player actually take risks and jump over things. It is also my first time I've ever done a UI in Unity, so as you can see I have the little speed icon on the right, which on the left, sorry, which like goes up if you speed up and it comes down when you brake. You also have this counter where I use TextMesh Pro to use a custom font and show you the distance traveled. And the timer on the right, which was fun to do. Oh, okay, I walked into that obstacle, that's fine. So the world curvature, when you're in a bend, it goes smoothly and it wraps around all the way to the horizon. I still have some bugs sometimes, just like you saw before. There's like a huge switch between the two states instead of it being smooth, but probably I'm missing something. But usually it should be smooth. And there's also curvature around the x-axis. Sorry, I think that's the z-axis actually. No, I was correct. It was the x-axis. It's like the entire world would have a curvature. So let's call it a vertical bend. That's what's happening in the back. If you see, it's like the terrain is coming out of the sea, and whenever you go into a corner, it bends horizontally. And this morning I also moved up the vanishing point. So instead of the bend just being like in the old build, it looked very unnatural. Now it actually brings the vanishing point closer, not the bend itself. So it mimics a little bit better like you are in a real 3D environment. So the way this works in in-game is like if I push press here, let's say I start running, and here we can actually see, if I zoom out, that there are a couple of segments in this world, and the player is actually static, so the player is always remaining in the same point, but I keep moving up these tiles. So the way I made the tiles is actually I made these two prefabs for now, a grass tile and an ice tile, and I can actually show them to you. They look a little bit like this. I've made this cube so I see what the bounding box should be, and everything else I kind of build this little shape with some planes from the asset I'm using, and I added some box colliders to it. And the ice tile looks very similar. It also has this bounding cube that I can use for reference. And then when you put it all together in a game, it should, let me exit prefab mode. So we see it actually randomly brings these together. And once I start the game and I start moving forward, we can see that the player is always standing in the same spot. Basically, it's just the y value that changes. And what actually ends up happening is that these elements, they keep respawning. So I think I collided with something in the let me just jump over it. there's a lot of stuff I'm bumping into and hard to avoid them from this view, but you can see how the world is curving in the end and brings up new segments and actually places them here. So if I were to make like this top view, let's see, like that, I can see if I can speed this up. Yes, so now we can see what's happening, and now here we go, the world curved. And this is all, but when you look at it from the game view, it's you just see the curvature, and it looks like almost like you are progressing through the terrain. So I think I'll stop here for this first, actually first recorded episode. I did more devlogs, but this is the first time I ever recorded it. I'm a little bit new to this, OBS and stuff, but we see. If I keep progressing, I will try to make more of these. Have a lovely day.